Mattel just revealed the new Eternia Too Bad, and it is completely breaking my brain! Hey guys, I am Pixel Dan. Don't mind the dramatics. I really do feel like that though. We're going to talk about it. So, MOTUesday, the very first MOTUesday just happened. And if you don't know what that is, back at San Diego Comic-Con just a couple weeks ago, Mattel announced that MOTUesdays are going to be a thing where every Tuesday on their social media, they're going to reveal something or announce something or just talk about Masters of the Universe. And for the very first MOTUesday, they revealed a brand new action figure, which hot on the heels of Comic-Con where they just revealed a ton of stuff, and now we get a brand new figure reveal again. So this is actually a pretty exciting one. If you hadn't seen it yet, they revealed the Masterverse new Eternia version of Too Bad. Now, Too Bad is a fantastic character who has had not enough action figures over the years. Now, don't get me wrong, he's basically appeared in most of the iterations of the Masters of the Universe brand, but he's definitely one of those guys that feels like we don't see as often as the others, and he's got such a cool look. I mean, he's one of those really iconic villains, in my opinion, who deserves to have a lot more toys out there, so I was really glad to see this one pop up. Okay, so let's talk about why seeing this figure broke my brain a little bit. It was just really weirding me out. And if you follow me over on Twitter, you probably saw me talking about this already. Because immediately I saw the figure and I said, awesome, I love Too Bad. Glad to see a new Too Bad figure. But something about it was really strange to me. And then it hit me. Tuvar, which is the blue side of Too Bad, was shorter than Badra, the purple side of Too Bad, on this new figure release. And if you've been following this brand since the 2002 era, you will know that that is backwards. He's backwards. Why aren't more people talking about this? The colors are the right way. The heads are the right way. But the height difference is what is throwing me off. So let's talk about that just a little bit. Now, if we go all the way back to 1985, when the very first Too Bad figure was released, both sides of Too Bad were the same height. There were no height differences there. In fact, his Filmation appearance was exactly the same way. But if we flash forward to the 2002 series, the Mike Young Productions animated series is where they introduced the idea of Too Bad being two separate guys named Tuvar and Batra being stuck together by Skeletor, creating Too Bad. And in this iteration, Batra, the purple side of Too Bad, was much more monstrous and hunched over, and therefore his stature was a little shorter than Tuvar. So when they were stuck together as Too Bad, the blue head was higher than the purple head. And that sort of became ingrained in my brain as the way Too Bad should look. If we fast forward a little bit, Too Bad did get a release in the Masters of the Universe Classics line in 2013, and in that iteration, they reverted back to his original look from the vintage line, and they were the same height again. So, you know, it's not like that was made that way in 2002 and then stuck that way forever. We literally only got that one iteration of it. And then he went back to his normal same height stance after that. The 2002 line did also do a weird repaint where they flipped the colors between the two, and that's brain breaking in its own right. Yeah, so really his height hasn't been like a staple anywhere. Oh, their heights, however you want to say that. I guess it's two different guys, right? Stuck together. Because in most instances over the past 40 years, they have stood exactly the same height. But the 2002 one, like I said, is so ingrained in my brain that when I saw this new Masterverse version where they had flip-flopped the heights and now Tuvar is the shorter one, it just really messed me up, man. Okay, so let's look past that for a minute because there's a lot of really cool things going on with this figure that I also think is worth talking about. So the new Eternia figures, if you haven't caught on to what that is yet, those are brand new designs for a lot of these iconic characters where a lot of the design elements are rooted in some of the early concept arts. So they're not actually concept figures, but they do apply a lot of design elements that pay homage to some of the original concept artworks for a lot of these characters. You know, we saw that with He-Man and Skeletor and Beastman already in this line, and Too Bad here has got that as well. Now, there were a few different concept drawings for Too Bad, but this one here specifically is the one that I want to point out to you, because you'll notice that he's holding two different sized mace weapons there, and look at the insignia that is right there on his harness that he's wearing on the chest. If we look at the accessories that come with this new Eternia version, hey, there are both of those maces directly out of that original concept art, and the little optional belt that he has, look at the insignia on it. It matches up with that insignia on the chest armor of the concept art. I love stuff like this. I think it is so cool that we're getting some of these original design elements worked in to these brand new figures. I think that is so much fun. I will say that some of these original concepts for Too Bad are awesome, and I wish we'd get actual figures of those at some point, but I digress. I think what they're doing here with new Eternia Too Bad is pretty cool. I don't know for sure if they have said how this figure is going to be released, at least not in the initial announcement, but it is my understanding that this is just a regular retail deluxe figure. Hopefully that's true. Yeah, so there you go. New Eternia Too Bad is joining the Masterverse line. It's a little weird to me still personally that the height is different, but I still think he looks great. I like him. I'm really glad that we're getting him. I'm excited to check him out in person when he finally comes out, despite the fact that I have a broken brain. Who am I kidding? I'm gonna buy like 2 of those.